Good evening, everyone. We'll now call this chamber into order. Will everyone please rise if you can as we salute our flag and our nation, and remain in your place for a moment of personal reflection. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Township Clerk, please call roll and read our statement of adequate notice.
Councilmember Hall.
Here.
Councilman Wendell.
Here.
Councilwoman Winston.
Here.
Councilwoman Zambicki.
Here.
And Council President McAvoy.
Here.
Also present, Mayor Brad Cohen.
Here.
Administrator Joseph Criscuolo.
Here.
And Township Attorney Anthony Iacoca.
Here.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required under Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, by specifying the time, date, location, and to the extent known, the agenda, by posting a copy on the bulletin board located in the main lobby of the East Brunswick Municipal Building, providing a copy to the Home News Tribune and the Asbury Park Press newspapers, posting a copy on the Township's website, and by filing a copy in the office of the Township Clerk, which will be entered into the minutes.
Council, we have before us Resolution 25-2025, the meeting minutes from our September 25th, 2025 meeting. May I have a motion to approve?
Just for clarification,
Yeah.
306.
I beg your pardon, Councilman?
The resolution is number 25-306. You said 2025. But
Got
move
it.
to adopt.
God, no, thank you.
Second.
Is there a need for clarification or correction? Or we have that one. Seeing none, please call roll.
Councilmember Hall.
Yes.
Councilman Wendell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambicki.
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy.
Yes. Council, we have two proclamations on our agenda this evening. The first is a proclamation recognizing the month of October as Hindu Heritage Month. Councilman Behal, will you tend to this matter, please?
Thank you, Council President, for providing me this opportunity to read the Hindu Heritage Month proclamation. The Township of East Brunswick will be celebrating its inaugural Diwali lighting ceremony and Hindu Heritage Month on Wednesday, October 15th. The ceremony will take place by the gazebo and the proclamation will be presented to the Ved Mandir Hindu Temple. This event is organized by the East Brunswick Township in collaboration with Ved Mandir and United Desi of New Jersey. I would like to extend an invitation to all the members of the community to join us celebrating Hindu Heritage Month and Diwali lighting ceremony on October 15th, 6 p.m. onwards, opposite East Brunswick Public Library. The address is 1 Civic Center Drive, East Brunswick. We have few members of the community present here for Hindu Heritage Month proclamation, and I will request them to join me on the podium, if you can. Anybody else wants to join me?
Go up, go up. Go up.
Proclamation, Hindu Heritage Month 2025. Whereas Sanatam Dharma, also known as Hinduism, is the third largest religion globally with over 1.2 billion followers worldwide and approximately 4 million in United States. And whereas our nation has greatly benefited from the contribution of Hindu Americans, especially through the Vedanta philosophy, Ayurvedic medicine, classical Indian art, dance, music, meditation yoga, literature, and the invaluable spirit of community service. And whereas the year 2025 marks the 132nd anniversary of Hinduism official introduction to the United States by Swami Vivekananda at the 1893 World's Parliament of Religions in Chicago, Illinois. and the 125th anniversary of his founding of the Vedanta Society in San Francisco, California in the 1900. And whereas the first Hindu temple Ved Mandir in East Brunswick was built in 1982 by Anand Shri Vibhushit Swami Shri Gangeshwar Anand Ji Maharaj Udasin, Ved Mandir offers free medical camps, yoga classes, and Sanskrit classes to the community in addition to its religious activities, and provides hot meals twice weekly and on all the major Hindu festivals. And whereas Hindu Americans celebrate numerous holidays and festivals, with Diwali being their most significant festival, which celebrates the victory of good over evil, also known as the Festival of the Lights. And whereas October is a month of festivals and celebration for the entire Hindu community worldwide, Hindus residing in East Brunswick will observe all the major festivals, including Dashera, Durga Puja, Navratri, Karwa Chauth, Diwali, and New Year during this month. And whereas the Township of East Brunswick acknowledges and honors the many contributions made by Hindu Americans and recognize the leadership of Ved Mandir in advancing cultural awareness, civic life, and community service. And whereas East Brunswick is committed to fostering an inclusive and welcoming environment for all residents, recognizing and celebrating the diverse cultures and traditions that makes our community vibrant. The township seeks to further the diversity of its community and afford all residents the opportunity to better understand, recognize, and appreciate the rich history and shared experience of Hindu Americans. And whereas, and therefore, be it proclaimed that Brad J. Cohen, Mayor of East Brunswick, along with the Township Council, recognize October 2025 as Hindu Heritage Month, given under his hand and Great Seal of the Township of East Brunswick, 13th day of October in the year 2025. Thank you. A few words.
Good evening. On behalf of vibrant Hindu American community of East Brunswick, we want to thank you, Mayor Brad Cohen, entire council, all the officers of East Brunswick, to make us part of the community and accepting us as we are. As Dinesh said, the actual festival, the Diwali lighting and the proclamation will happen on Wednesday after 6 o'clock. So we welcome all of you with your friends and family. Join and celebrate the Diwali lighting with us. Again, thank you very much.
Do a photo. Council. Please.
Some of you, you're gonna have to make 2 rows, because otherwise the picture's not going to,
All the short people come in the front. All the tall people go in.
there we go.
You're good. Good.
I don't have a chair or something to help me back up. But I got Dana.
Our second proclamation will identify October 20th through the 26th as Friends Book Sale Week. Councilwoman Winston, will you tend to this matter, please?
Mike's off.
Who's going to go to the podium? Please.
Whereas the East Brunswick Public Library stands as one of the township's most treasured institutions, serving as a cornerstone of knowledge, literacy, and enrichment for residents of all ages. And whereas the Friends of the Library, through their tireless dedication, provides vital support to the East Brunswick Library via fundraising efforts, volunteerism, and programming that enhance and expand the library's services. And whereas, for the past 5 decades, the Friends of the Library has hosted an annual book sale. This year's sale will take place at the East Brunswick Public Library, offering affordable books to the community while generating critical support for library initiatives. And whereas, this year marks the 50th anniversary of the book sale, an enduring tradition that reflects the values of community, literacy, and civic engagement. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Brad J. Cohen, Mayor of the Township of East Brunswick, along with the Township Council, do hereby proclaim the week of October 20th through the 26th, 2025, as Friends Book Sale Week in the Township of East Brunswick, and urge all residents to support the event and recognize the profound impact of the Friends of the Library on our community. Be it further proclaimed that, in celebration of this historic milestone, Civic Center Drive shall be ceremonially renamed Book Sale Drive from October 17th to the 27th, 2025, in honor of the Friends' remarkable commitment to literacy and public service, given under my hand and great seal, the Township of East Brunswick, this 13th day of October in the year 2025, Mayor Brad J. Cohen. I just want to give just a few words here. What an honor to deliver this proclamation to you. I grew up in this town, and I remember the library being in this building downstairs. And I also remember at one point we went to the library, and I was stunned to see this beautiful, enormous building with all the programming and just so vital and big and humming with activity all the time. So the library has always been a part of a tradition of families in the town, and it's also a place of connection. It also serves very much so as a community center, not only just enrichment, but we also go there to connect with others and learn new things. So as with anything, it takes a village, and to maintain the shining reputation that it's had for 5 decades now. And the book sale is an anticipated event every year. Everyone looks forward to it. So to celebrate a 50th year is a very big deal. So congratulations, and thank you for all you do. And I'll let you speak.
Hello, good evening, Council. My name is Adrienne Levine. I am a member of the Friends of the Library. Good evening, Council members, Mayor Cohen, and members of the community. The Friends of the Library would like to share some exciting news. This year marks the 50th anniversary of our annual Friends of the Library book sale, a half-century of supporting the library, promoting literacy, and bringing our community together around the love of books. Over the decades, proceeds from the sale have helped support children's story hours, author talks, technology upgrades, summer reading programs, and so much more. It's truly a community effort. This year's sale will be held from Monday, October 20th through Sunday, October 26th at the library this time, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and we're planning some special touches to celebrate this milestone. We will also be having 2 days of activities geared to children during the week. We'd love for the council and the community to help us spread the word, join us at the event, volunteer with us, and shop for bargain books. I'd like to thank Mayor Cohen for honoring us with this proclamation, the council for its endless support, and our volunteers, including the Youth Council, National Honor Society, who helped make this event a success. We thank you for your continued support of our library, the Friends who help it thrive. We hope to see you at the book sale. Thank you very much.
Let's do a shoot.
My notes out of there for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
I'll get this back in. You guys can get a picture. Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Thank you. No, I was talking. That phase of our meeting has concluded, so you can excuse yourself, unless, of course, you want to hang around and get a civics lesson in how governance works. We'll take a 3-minute recess while whoever wants to leave can leave. Thank you. Council, at this time, we'll hear a best practices inventory discussion from our Township Business Administrator, Mr. Joe Criscuolo. Mr. Criscuolo, the floor is yours.
Yearly, we have to do the state best practices inventory. I will say this is how they calculate how much of the energy receipts that is due to us is calculated. The state will call it state aid. It's not state aid, it's our money. So yearly, we have to score ourselves with all the practices that we have in the municipality. I'm proud to say that this year, we will score 36. You have to score a 32 to get full funding. So we will get all of the energy receipts that we are entitled to. There are 2 items that we are going to be working on, which will then bring us up to 38 next year if they don't change the questions. But traditionally what they do is they do change the questions. So yeah, you see towns scoring the same scores over years. It's not because they haven't adopted or went and added some controls. It's because they changed the questions. So it's a requirement of the best practice inventory to list it on the agenda, have what they call a discussion. I have already certified it. Tomorrow we'll put in her click into the system because it's already loaded up, and Angel will then certify it as well, and then the state will send us our check. So staff is doing extremely well in covering different areas that are important to the state, and that's why we continue to be fully funded in this area.
You failed to mention Mr. Iacoca. Is he not part of this scenario?
Not really.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Mayor Cohn?
I just never want to pass an opportunity to talk about energy receipts because most people who've been in government long enough often see the word state aid used at the same time that you use energy receipts. State aid is not the same thing as state aid for schools. They are completely different things. This is not money that the state government is opting to give you. It is your money. Every single time PSE&G, JCP&L, they all have land throughout the township that they're allowed to have rights to use in order to bury lines, to put the energy infrastructure here in the township, that they should be paying taxes just like you do on your land. They should be paying taxes for that. And for the longest time, they would pay townships taxes until the 80s when that was taken over by the state government. And the state decided it would be easier for them to collect one check and then divide it out to the towns, which it never really did in a fair way. There's been multiple times over the years that townships have fought with the state to make sure that each individual town got its fair share of its money. It's not the state's money. There was supposed to be inflators put into that formula so that each year, just like your taxes go up, the tax that you should be able to collect from the energy companies go up. We have been basically flat funded for the last decades. We have not gotten any increase. We get only what we're entitled to. We've not gotten any price inflator, it's not insignificant. It amounts right now to somewhere around a little under $4 million a year that comes to the township from energy tax receipts that should have been going up every year, just the way your taxes do, and it hasn't. And the mere fact that the state is now tying best practices to collecting your money is the height of gall. But that's the law. So just want to make sure you had a flavor for that. It's your money.
Good choice of words, Mayor.
Thank you.
Mr. Criscuolo, the police officers that have joined us, do we?
Sure. I'm proud to be able to do this this evening. Harry Delgado was here with us. I've had the pleasure of working with Harry in multiple municipalities and getting the certification of the police department completed in multiple municipalities I am. This is the first time it's a three-peat. So we've been certified, recertified, and Harry, did we make it? We are recertified again.
Will we get a presentation?
Yes, we will. So I'd like to ask the chief of police and the Captain Walsh and Harry to please come to the podium, and they could do their little presentation. Thanks for coming, Harry.
It's certainly good to have some support and some friends on the dais. So my name is Harry Delgado, and I am the director of law accreditation programs for the State Association of Chiefs of Police. And just to add context and add on what we shared here before. So yes, your police department was accredited once. And of all the police departments, all the law enforcement agencies in the state of New Jersey, and that includes local law enforcement, includes prosecutor's office, sheriff's office, and colleges and universities, all those that try to make it through a process, which is a rigorous one, 54% have made it once. The second time, reaccreditation, those that have made it through the first cycle of reaccreditation or their second time around fall in a group of about 32% of all those agencies. Now, what the East Brunswick Police Department has achieved is a second reaccreditation that actually puts them in less than 12% of all the agencies in the state of New Jersey that have achieved reaccreditation twice. So that's quite an accomplishment. It's truly remarkable. So if you indulge me for 2 minutes, I'd like to share with you the significance of the achievement. So the East Brunswick Police Department has once again made a commitment to adhere to best practices at the state and national level in a highly regarded statewide law enforcement accreditation program. This program, administered to the New Jersey State Association of Chiefs of Police and the New Jersey Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission, has helped to transparently demonstrate the professionalism, transparency, and preparedness of state's law enforcement agencies in the state's public safety system. Now, during these uniquely challenging times and a threat to health and safety, encouraging law enforcement agencies to follow standardized practices and policies is a potentially life-saving and cost-effective investment of time and resources. Accreditation gives an agency such as East Brunswick Police Department a professional status, a significant professional status. Now, this prestigious reaccredited status, twice accomplished, demonstrate Chief Fran Losacco's firm commitment to state and national standards and the continued expectations for quality, professional, and ethical policing. Now, we all know in general terms that accreditation provides objective evidence of an agency's ability to an agency's commitment to excellence in leadership, resource management, and service delivery. Government officials can be more confident in the agency's ability to operate efficiently and meet community needs. And officers in accredited agencies can take pride that they've been objectively measured against the best of the best in the state of New Jersey and beyond. Now, just to close, and as you can tell, I'm talking very fast. I don't want to take any more of your time. I'd like to share with you some of what was purged in this report that actually generated after we come and do a face-to-face visit at the police department. Under Chief Fran Losacco's leadership, a high level of competence, leadership, and professionalism is evident within the agency. The law enforcement accreditation processes continue to benefit the entire agency. The men and women of the East Brunswick Police Department, through their hard work and dedication, fully embrace the entire accreditation process, specifically in the areas of policy development, best practices, internal compliance, technology and equipment, and community engagement. So it is the opinion of the assessment team that the East Brunswick Police Department is a highly professional and committed agency which exemplifies all of the tenets of law enforcement accreditation at the state and national level. So therefore, it is indeed my honor here tonight on behalf of the New Jersey State Association of Chiefs of Police and the New Jersey Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission, to congratulate Chief Frank Lasacco, Accreditation Manager who couldn't make it tonight, Lieutenant Jason Farmer, the members of the East Brunswick Police Department, the mayor, the council, and those citizens that they so proudly serve for having achieved their second reaccreditation, joining a very exclusive group of law enforcement agencies that make this commitment to excellence in policing. So to all, indeed, congratulations. This is what I typically turn over the certificate to the chief, but he took it from me. So, Chief, congratulations. Thank you very much. This is where you get the clap. Thank you for your time, Mayor.
Well done, Chief.
Yeah, we're going to do a,
Great, Harry.
you want to say a few?
I am going to say, don't get the opportunity to miss the opportunity of taking the microphone, and I will be brief, but I just think it's kind of important. Just like Harry said, Jason Fama's not here. That's a scheduling conflict, prohibited from him being here tonight. I would be remiss if I didn't point out that although Harry's very nice about mentioning my name a couple times, they say it takes a village. We have such a village. I've said it before, the men and women of this police department do such a phenomenal job. So it just makes me look good. It's their hard work, and specifically Lieutenant Fama, who worked hand in hand with Captain Sutter on getting this achievement accomplished. It is quite the undertaking. And from a business perspective for the township, as a board, you should know that it not only safeguards to make sure that we're meeting all those accreditation standards, which are recognized throughout the state of New Jersey, but often what we talk about is that I call it the dark figure of lawsuits. The dark figure of crime is the crime that you don't know happened because it never got reported to the police. Well, the dark figure of lawsuits are all the times that someone decides that they want to allege some type of grievance with the town, and what they do is they contact an attorney. And the first question an attorney asks is that agency accredited? And when they find out they're accredited, they no longer sue because they know we're doing things by the best practices. So I appreciate everything that Harry Delgado does. The New Jersey State Association of Chiefs of Police does a phenomenal job, and I'm very honored to take this. Thank you.
I want you in the photo.
Yeah, okay.
Sure. Remember how often? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Council, we have 5 ordinances for consideration. Township Clerk, would you please read
30?
dash 30, yes.
An ordinance of the Township of East Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 102, Fire Safety, Section 14, Permits, to add provisions and fees for the inspections and certificates of smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors.
Motion approved. Second.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Open up the public.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Thank you. Right. Let's open this matter up to the public. No, the public. Close the public portion. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hall,
Yes.
Councilman Wendell,
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston,
Yes.
Councilwoman Nzambiki,
Yes.
and Council President McAvoy.
Yes. Township Clerk, will you please read Resolution 25-31?
Ordinance.
An ordinance of the Township of East Brunswick.
Ordinance. I said resolution. Ordinance.
An ordinance of the Township of East Brunswick prohibiting the sale and private use of second-use or second-use reconditioned lithium-ion batteries in new or existing businesses in addition to multiple family dwellings, to establish inspection guidelines and requirements for sellers and users of lithium-ion batteries, powered mobility devices, and proper storage.
Motion approved.
Second,
Second.
open this matter to the public. Close the public portion. Mr. Criscuolo, these are two fire-related
Yes, and
ordinances.
we're lucky this evening, we got our fire officials with us. They asked for us to consider these. I always like to thank them for keeping us safe and come up with the ideas to do these type thing, and also appreciate you coming today to do the seminars at the library. So thank you very much.
Right. And from the council, thank you very much for your volunteer work. It's vital to the safety of our community. Roll call, please.
Councilman Bahal?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambiki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy.
Yes. Township Clerk, will you please read 25-32?
A bond ordinance providing for various road improvements in and by the Township of East Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, appropriating $2,750,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $2,612,500 in bonds or notes to finance part of the cost thereof.
Motion approved.
Second? Any discussion? Open to the public? Close the public portion. Roll call, please.
Councilman Bahal?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambiki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy.
Yes. Township Clerk, will you please read? I beg your pardon. Mayor.
Thank you, Council President. I just wanted to make it clear to the public that the $2.7 million is something that we do every year in terms of putting money aside to be used for road work. Now, of course, when the road work gets done, all you hear about are complaints because of the traffic, but the roads need to be done. And what we've done now for the past 8-9 years is put somewhere between $2 and $4 million a year in bonding. We do that now so that we could get the best rates from the people that are out there. It would be foolish to wait till the spring to do that when most of the companies have already been signed up with other places, and therefore when you want to get them, you have to pay more. So we get the best rates now. We never publish what roads are on our list to be done because we can get hit with a bad winter or things can happen, and the order and the listing of roads that we put out in the fall could easily change by the time the spring comes around. So we don't really publish that list until we get really close to actually starting to do the work. Most of that work gets done fairly quickly, but this money is for township roads. What many people have seen, complained about, had to deal with in terms of waiting in traffic has to do with other projects that are being done in conjunction with township roads. We have about 180 miles of township roads. That's our responsibility. What you've also seen going on for the last couple of years is the road work that's being done on Route 18. That is a state highway, Department of Transportation. The work that's being done there is paid for through your tax dollars that goes to the state. The town has zero control over Route 18 other than the fact that we do try to work with them so that we could do things that decrease the effect that it has, negative effect that it has on people in the township, but we can't stop it from being done. There's also PSE&G work that's been done. That's completely done by the utility company that own their land and pay with energy tax receipts. They have every right to go onto their property and access their lines in order to improve or repair service that goes to your house. That has nothing to do with township roads, has nothing to do with the state, has nothing to do with the county. That's private lines, and they have the right to go on. We only ask that they work with the township so that we don't have overlapping projects. And then finally, there's also county roads Milltown Road that was just done, Riders Lane, Cranberry Road, Old Bridge Turnpike. Those are all county roads. And we get money from the county, or actually the county contributes some of their road work to all 25 counties in Middlesex County. We want our share. And so when they're out there doing Milltown Road, most of the time they will work with the township in a way that we try not to have multiple projects being done at the same time. Sometimes that means it's done at night. Sometimes it means that the work is done at odd hours. Sometimes it just has to be done during the day. We do it in a way that tries to minimize the effect that it has on residents, but we can't tell them not to come. We can't tell them not to do it. And then the last project that many people had to deal with, at least in the last couple of weeks, was Conrail. That's federal. That is a railroad that we were told 3 years ago needed to have that work done on Riders Lane. We knew it 3 years ago. They told us they would let us know as they got closer, and consequently they did that. We simply asked them not to do that at the same time that we were doing other roads. We're going to divert people from Riders Lane onto Milltown Road, only to have Milltown Road being worked on at the same time. So it was never done at the same time. They were all done close in timing to one another, but nothing overlapped. So these are all projects that we need to do for a township that has infrastructure that's old. Our roads need work. People complain when it's not done. Then when it is done, it's complained if it's during the day. If we do it at night, then they're complaining that they're being woken up at night. I mean, we all need to take a deep breath. We need to get the work done. We all need to be reasonable. The township was not irresponsible by doing multiple projects at one time. We did not do that. And at the end of the day, when it's all done, it will be better, I promise. But we all have to sometimes take a little bit of a deep breath. So this is money that's being set aside for next year's pavement project on township roads.
Thank you, Mayor.
Just saying.
Township Clerk, will you please read ordinance 25-33?
An ordinance of the Township of East Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 150 of the Township Code to add Article 6, aiding or abetting as a public nuisance.
Motion.
And a second?
Second.
Somewhere in there? Any discussion? Open this up to the public. Seeing no one, close the public portion. Roll call, please.
Councilman Bahal?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zembicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy.
Yes. And number 5, Township Clerk, will you please read ordinance 25-34?
An ordinance of the Township of East Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 182 of the Township Code, short-term rentals.
Motion adopt.
Second?
Second.
Open it up to the public. Please.
My name is Wahid Bajwa, 47 Edward Street, East Brunswick. So I appreciate the Township Council and the Mayor to have introduced this change to the ordinance. I am going to say a few things which might increase the workload of the council, and I apologize for that, but I hope you would take that into consideration and maybe go back to the drawing board. One of the things I've looked at very closely, the revised language. What is not clear to me is how will the occupancy for outside rental areas be determined. Perhaps that could be addressed in the comments after I'm done. But in terms of changes, my request was, one was that if it could be limited still for outside rentals, which includes swimming pools and things like that, if it could be limited to 10 p.m., because beyond that, I mean, that already the noise disturbance ordinance already kicks in. I would appreciate if that could be looked into. The other thing is, I'm wondering, and maybe that needs to be part of the ordinance or outside, that when such a permit, at least for outside rental, goes out, perhaps the neighbors could be informed of that, because that would allow them to know whether an activity that is happening is through permit or not, because we do want to have good relationships with our neighbors. And so having something given to around the neighbors, provided to them that, this neighbor of yours has gotten a permit for that. We would also be able to keep an eye out on if the occupancy perhaps goes above that, then it makes sense to call someone. Otherwise, we don't want to bother the township as well as the neighbors also. So I hope this will be taken into to consideration. Whether you want to proceed with the language as it is, I apologize, I wasn't able to come in the last meeting where this was originally discussed, or whether this gets passed and then the town council can consider these in the next iteration. This, of course, as might have been discussed, arose out of a real need within the township, and so I'm speaking on that behalf of that. Thank you.
We have a roll call
Oh, that's right.
on 34.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy?
Yes. We now move on to our reports section of the meeting. We shall begin with our mayor, Mayor Cohen.
Thank you, Council President. I just wanted to reiterate and congratulate the Hindu community for their Heritage Month this month. We had a mega Diwali celebration over the weekend. There was a beautiful Diwali celebration at the library yesterday, and obviously we will be having the lighting ceremony this week, Wednesday evening. And just think it's a great point about our community that's been and has been so welcoming to so many different cultures, that people move here, as that being and cited as one of the main reasons people move here. Education, safety, but diversity has clearly become one of the top reasons that people move here. We should be proud of that. And I want to wish everybody a very happy Diwali. It comes at a particular time today, which is celebrating a possibility of peace, and the holiday itself is significant in the sense that it truly represents goodness over evil, truth over lies, and always lightness over darkness. So, thank you.
Our business administrator, Mr. Criscuolo.
Sure, I'd just like to give a shout out to the Parks and Rec Department for probably the best EB day that could possibly have. It was a hot day. We had a tremendous turnout of businesses and people in the community come to the event and participate, and seeing the shows there, the kids dancing, the seniors dancing. I also have to thank the East Brunswick Education Association, naturally, for their partnership in sponsoring a lot of the children activities, and naturally all the township departments that participated. Everything from the water, sewer, recycling, the fire departments, the police department, HR for people that were interested in possibly looking at township jobs. We were all there. It was a hot day. It was a nice day. Got a lot of steps in. Just really want to compliment the employees once again, and thank the community for their support. So without their monetary support and their community support, we couldn't make it as big as it was. So really a lot of appreciation to our sponsors and to the staff for a wonderful day, even though it was a little bit too hot. But we got the dunk, Mayor, so that made it all good.
That's the best part of the day.
That's all, sir. Our Township Attorney, Mr. Iacocca.
One item, Council President. On the agenda is Resolution 25-320. It's a resolution authorizing the Township to execute an estoppel certificate in connection with a financial agreement between the Township and Brightview East Brunswick Urban Renewal. As you may recall, the Township entered into a financial agreement with Brightview, the redeveloper, in connection with the construction of a senior assisted living facility on Cranberry Road. The financial agreement contains an estoppel certificate provision, which is standard and customary in these agreements. It allows the redeveloper to request the Township to provide a certification that the financial agreement is fully executed, in effect, and that there's no defaults. So here, Brightview is requesting an estoppel certificate from the Township, and these certificates are usually requested by the developer when they are refinancing, applying for loans, entering into lease agreements with tenants, and so forth. So if anyone has any questions, that's the reason for this evening's resolution on the estoppel certificate. Thank you.
You're welcome. Our Township Clerk, Ms. Lawful.
Yes. It's working. Just a quick report on the upcoming 2025 general election. The 2025 general election will be held on Tuesday, November 4th. As a friendly reminder to the public, there are 3 ways to vote. You can vote by mail, you can vote during early voting, or you can vote on Election Day, which will be held on Tuesday, November 4th. If you are voting by mail and you've received your mail-in ballot, as a friendly reminder, there are 3 ways to return your ballot. You can submit it using the U.S. Postal Service at no cost to you whatsoever. You can drop it off at the Board of Elections located at 26B Kennedy Boulevard here in East Brunswick, or conveniently utilize our ballot drop box located by our municipal court and our police station parking lot. For those who are voting earlier, who opt to vote early voting will begin on October 25th, which is a Saturday, and it will go until Sunday, November 2nd. Early voting will take place here in East Brunswick at the Community Arts Center. In terms of when the polls are open, polls will be open from 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. on Sunday. If you're not able to vote by mail, or if you did not get a chance to vote during early voting, once again, early voting will be from Saturday, October 25th until Sunday, November 2nd. Your last opportunity to vote for this upcoming general election will be on Election Day, and that will be Tuesday, November 4th. And as a reminder to the public, there will be no early voting on Monday, November 3rd. So if you do try to go to the Community Arts Center to vote, the building will be closed, and there will be no one there to assist you to vote as well. So your last opportunity to vote after November 2nd will be on Election Day, November 4th. For those who, in order for you to vote, you would need to register to vote. So if you're not registered to vote, tomorrow, October 14th, will be the last day to do so. The Board of Elections office will be open until 9 p.m. to accept all new voter registrations. Once again, if you're not registered to vote for this upcoming general election, tomorrow, October 14th, is the last day to do so. All right, I do encourage everyone to go out and vote, and please make a difference in the lives of your friends, your family, and for all New Jerseyans. Thank you.
Thank you for that report. Council, any committee or board reports? Councilwoman Zambicki? I beg your pardon, Winston?
Thank you, Council President.
Very quickly. Microphone?
Yeah, that's fine. Very quickly, the Water Policy Committee met this past week, and I'd like to welcome a group of new members there. It's a nice, fresh group who is enthusiastic, and just a quick update on the Route 18 massive infrastructure project. I confirm that East Brunswick's portion of that will be completed by the end of this year. So they're well ahead of schedule, and at least there's a light at the end of the tunnel for that. That's it.
I'll now open the meeting to the general public. Ms. Lawful, please read our public comment statement.
The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the council's attention their concerns or comments. In accordance with NJSA 10:4-12A and the East Brunswick Rules of Council, the council asks the public to limit their comments to 5 minutes or less. At the conclusion of the statements or questions from a member of the public, the council president, at his discretion, may choose to respond or not respond.
Is there anyone who wishes to address the council president? Please, the one, young lady on the outside. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is this on? Good evening. My name is Laura Ivan, and I just have a question regarding the police department.
Did you say Laura?
Yes.
Where are you from? Are you from Rutgers University?
Yes.
Are you from Mr.
Mr. White's class.
Mr. White's class?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll just clarify that in our notes.
Ivan?
Yes.
She's going to ask me to shut up.
Right.
I just have a question regarding the police department accreditation.
Okay.
And how many police departments in New Jersey are accredited?
Probably in and around 603.
Okay. That's all. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
But not all accredited.
No, but it serves its purpose. Please. These are students from Rutgers University who are in Mr. White's, Mr. White, a former business administrator before Mr. Criscuolo came on board. Mr. White teaches over at Rutgers University and encourages his students to come and make their way to a town council meeting. We happen to be geographically relatively close from Rutgers University versus sending the kids up to, let's say, somewhere in Bergen County. And you are?
Ava Thebo from Rutgers University, Mr. White's class.
Okay.
Regarding Resolution 25-321 on tonight's agenda that authorizes an MOU between the police department and the county, could you clarify what specific specialized equipment is included in the agreement?
For you, we will do that. I just want you to know normally, this is a time in which you can make a statement. It is not the time for a back and forth conversation. However, Mr. Criscuolo?
Yes. And help me out, Captain Walsh, if I miss some. There's some specific items or equipment that the county has at their disposal, both in their prosecutor's office and their OEM office, that can aid our police department at certain times in their career here. As an example, at the Middlesex County Fair, which is held at the fairgrounds, they use this device, which I call an eye in the sky type thing, where the police officers can get in. It actually lifts them up into the air. If you've ever been to Times Square on New Year's Eve, there's numerous amounts of them. So the county and the prosecutor's office have invested in equipment like that can be shared amongst the law enforcement agencies of the county upon request. They have other equipment that is more classified, drone technology and other types of technologies, certain vehicles, boats and various other things. So this agreement just basically says, we like to borrow stuff from you at times, and we'll give you an insurance policy that in case somebody breaks it or something like that, that it's insured. But it's just a way of sharing. It's good government in the sense that, okay?
Thank you so much. That's all I have. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
You too. Thanks.
Anyone else wishing to address the council president? Please.
Hello, my name's Henna, Mason Avenue. I want to thank you, Ms. Zimbicki, for an incredible Meet the Board of Ed Candidates meet and greet. That was very informative, and it's nice to see the faces behind the sea of lawn signs on all of our streets. So thank you. Today is Indigenous Peoples Day, and I wanted to honor the Lenape Native Americans who were genocided from this very land that we stand on. May our children live to see the day that the rightful stewards of the land are given back their authority so that the earth can recuperate from the negligence of the colonizers. You may have heard a couple of days ago that a ceasefire was announced in Gaza. But in the famous words of martyred professor and poet Rifat al-Arir, what usually happens in occupied Palestine is that Palestinians cease and Israel fires. Let it be known that while the Council continues to choose silence in the face of live-stream genocide, these past 2 years have awakened something in the collective conscience that no amount of censorship can undo. And that it is the seeking of truth beyond what mainstream media tells us. Such an opportunity to seek truth is being held in our own town this upcoming Sunday, October 19th. I encourage you all to attend and listen to voices that may be different from your own, but are voices that reflect this conscience that recognizes our collective humanity. I can offer you flyers if you would like. It is a symposium that is being held on the humanitarian crisis that is still unfolding in Gaza. I do encourage you all to attend. Please let me know if you would like flyers. I have plenty for you. Thank you so much.
Anyone else wishing to address the council president?
Sure. France No Eyes, Colonial Oaks. I'm going to reiterate what I spoke a few months ago, because clearly we still need to hear it. Tonight I speak not only as a concerned resident, but someone who believes deeply in the values that define East Brunswick: inclusivity, compassion, and a commitment to building a better community for all. Recent council meetings, and even tonight, are featuring language and accusations that cross a crucial line, one that separates the right to your freedom of speech from the dangers of hate speech. While free speech is a cornerstone of our democracy, hate speech, especially when it echoes age-old anti-Semitic tropes and blood libels, undermines our safety, our dignity, and the unity of our neighbors. What's the difference? Please listen clearly. Free speech allows for the open exchange of ideas, including dissent and debate, as long as it does not incite violence or discrimination. Hate speech targets individuals or groups based on their identity, using language intended to vilify, humiliate, or incite violence and hatred. This is not just offensive, it's dangerous, and it's eroding our community fabric, which a lot of us are working hard to maintain. Allowing this hate speech, as I've mentioned before, in our public space doesn't advance our cause of free expression. Instead, it damages our trust, our inclusivity, and our sense of belonging in this community. Our community standards demand more. We need to draw a line. We may not always be able to legally silence people who consistently spew hate speech, but we can and should condemn it and refuse to let it define our public discourse. At the heart of East Brunswick value is the belief that we build bridges rather than tearing them down. When we build bridges, we create opportunities for learning, empathy, and unity. When we tear them down, we sow division, mistrust, and fear. Adopting a code of conduct. We need to set clear expectations for respectful discourse at all public meetings, including prohibition of personal attacks and hateful language. I'm empowering this council like I did last time. I'm encouraging you to use your voices to immediately and publicly condemn the continued use of hate speech in our community, reaffirming our shared values. I'd like to keep our conversations limited to our town, what's happening here, not what's happening somewhere else. Provide training, offer people opportunities to volunteer, to speak and deal with things in a more effective manner. Partner with schools, establish reporting mechanisms, promoting counter speech. I want to encourage our residents to respond to hate with facts, empathy, and positive messaging. East Brunswick stands for diversity, inclusion, compassion, and civic engagement. We need to be vigilant in defending free speech, but equally committed to rejecting hate speech in all forms. Most importantly, let us dedicate ourselves to building bridges rather than tearing it down across backgrounds, perspectives, and experiences so that our community can remain strong and welcoming and united. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing? Please.
Waldefeld, Tall Oaks Drive. So I wrote a quick speech just today because the reason I come to this town council meeting is not because you can resolve any international issues, but because unfortunately this town has a sister city agreement with an Israeli city, Israel, which was involved in the Holocaust of Palestinians in the last 2 years. And that's the reason why I'm here. But I actually found something really interesting, and I don't know if many people from the town council know this, and people who are listening, know this, that Yavne is a depopulated Palestinian town. Yavne is the city that we have the city agreement, just like rest of the Israel. The native population of Palestinians of this town were forcibly removed in 1948 by armed militia comprising of refugees from Germany. That's the history of that town. People who are living there, they don't belong to that land, just like most of the population of Israel. So in the last 2 years, we witnessed a live-streamed Holocaust of Palestinians. We saw Israeli terrorists killing babies, bombing them while they were sleeping at home at night. We saw countless pictures and videos of kids buried under rubble. And Israeli terrorists did this on purpose. Their target were children because they know that if even one Palestinian survives, Israel will never be at peace over the dead bodies and ruins of millions of Palestinians until the justice is served. And justice is something that we seek. And until justice is served, there will be no peace. We saw them targeting journalists to try to hide their war crimes, but it's too late. The whole world witnessed in horror the war crimes of Israel, and there is no going back. So my question again to this council is, and I think I've asked this question before, what exactly the residents of East Brunswick share with baby killers of Israel? How our morals and values align with baby killers and rapists of Israel? I believe our town deserves better. We should not have anything to do with anyone who is a criminal.
Please. There will be quiet. We will respect anyone who comes to this PA. We will not have shenanigans going on behind the scenes. Don't need a head being shaken either. First Amendment rights are recognized here. I beg your pardon. You may continue.
Thank you, Mr. McAvoy. That is the reason why I'm a first-generation immigrant to this country, because I cannot exercise this right in my own country of birth. So thank you so much. I believe our town deserves better. We should not have anything to do with anyone who is a criminal, people who are wanted by International Criminal Court of Justice, and people who have no humanity and no morals. Israeli terrorists have been calling Palestinians human animals for decades, but we know now that every accusation of an Israeli IDF is a confession. And again, I want you to just do your own homework. You don't have to listen to me. Everything is on record. We live in an era where knowledge is available. If you are not seeking it, Mr. McAvoy, you are also complicit in this Holocaust. 70 years ago, people did not know. They found out after things were happened. And you know what's the funny thing? Nazis tried to hide it. In this case, they are not hiding it. Israelis are showing it to the whole world because they think that they have this protection from the US government, which they are basically funding to control. So I don't know what else I can tell you. I have been coming to this town council telling you everything that they are doing, bombing hospitals, schools, killing children. What more do we need to know to end this relationship? Thank you so much.
Anyone else wishing to address the council president? The gentleman in the back.
Mr. Mayor, Town Council, Mr. President, I just have a few things to ask. I noticed the kids come out of the high school. I'm usually away from my grandson at a bus stop, and I see not these electric bikes, but almost like a motorcycle. They're on their iPhones looking at it, and a couple of times they would have got hit by a car without even knowing it. I think these got to be resolved. Maybe you should start with the high school as far as sending out letters to register their vehicles if they have to. Because I'm pretty sure they're very dangerous with them. I mean, you know the accidents that are going on with these scooters now, too. That, to me, is important, you know. The other thing is, we used to give out calendars for pickup of garbage or leaf collection. Could we possibly get that again? You know, it's like the winter schedule of what's happening. Because right now I'm seeing leaves in the street. They're going to clog up the drain. I've seen bags. People leave out for their leaves, and it's not going to be picked up. So if that's possible, get everybody a letter in the mail or whatever. I think it would be helpful. And the other thing, I just want to thank the president today for what he did with the peace in the Middle East. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Councilman Wendell.
Yes, just to respond to Mr. Ingrasani, I know our Officer Walsh in the room can clarify, but I know that the police department did publish the 3 different levels of electric bicycles and how they need to be registered at different levels based upon the speed and all of that. So that is out there.
Thank you, Councilman
And if I
Wendell.
could add, I was working with Lieutenant Boble on an ordinance. But since then, him and I have been talking to the people at the state, and they're going to come out with something shortly. So we don't want to contradict what's going on at the state level. We'll wait and see what comes out from there, and Charlie and I will work on that over the next, whenever it's received.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to address the council president?
Good evening again. Wahid Bajwa, 47 Agro Street. I was going to comment on something different, which I will, and then I'll return to another topic. I hope I'll stay within 5 minutes. The first point is regarding, basically, as you heard, I live on Agro Street and University Avenue, and with the Route 18 traffic all being diverted through that. Daily, we are seeing more and more motorists taking that route, which is fine. We understand the challenges because it has to be fixed. But the speed at which they go through, it's creating really a hazardous situation for the residents of Agro Street and University Avenue. As you might know, Agro Street is getting quite populated. We have to back out onto that, and sometimes I have to wait for 1 or 2 minutes, and when my children are leaving, I really have to worry about whether they will be hit by something. One of my neighbors' car was already hit once, and these folks drive through it just like as if they are driving through NJ18. So my request to the township would be to see if there have been many times signs placed, 25 limit, they flash, no one cares about them. That's the reality. So I hope that township would look into perhaps increasing police presence there to give tickets, because it's getting really dangerous and we don't want to wait till something really happens to someone. So I hope that will be looked at least till the 18 construction is done. I wasn't planning on speaking anything other than that. I have appeared in front of the council as well as the school board because of the incidents, which I don't think in today's global world anything is really local. But I kept on hearing the word hate speech, and I wasn't really sure what was being asked because, as Evelyn Beatrice said, I may disagree with you, or I'll defend to the death your right to speak it. And I hope that the township stays true to the value of free speech that this country allows. Having said that, another topic was brought up, which was about having conversation. If you want to have the fabric where neighbors talk to neighbors, this has been proposed to many people within the township, that let's create that space. Mayor Cohen has heard that from some of us, and unfortunately, no one has taken upon themselves. So this is what happens when there is only one-way speech, where people see and everyone is basically making someone else hear what their thoughts are, but there is no actually conversation. And as a township, I am afraid we are not creating those spaces where we can have those conversations. And I again implore all of you to please create those spaces. Otherwise, these things, these disagreements are going to bubble up. Let's hear each other out without labeling, by the way, anyone that they are engaging in hate speech. Let's hear each other out in a civil manner where we talk to each other as neighbors. And again, we may disagree with each other, we may not agree, but we can have that conversation over a cup of coffee or tea or whatever. And I cannot figure out what would it take again for the township to take ownership of that and create that space. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to address the council president? Seeing none, we'll close the public portion. We'll now move on to our consent agenda. So will Township Clerk please read our consent agenda statement?
Resolution 25-307 through Resolution 25-322. The following items are considered routine and non-controversial items by the Township Council and will be enacted upon by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda to be discussed and voted on following the approval of the remaining items listed on the consent agenda.
Is there a need for anything to be separated?
Not separated, but
No, you spoke to me, you have a comment on.
just a question.
Sure.
Right, just some clarification on 316, the resolution with Black Bear TV and the ice hockey arena.
Sure. The provider of the hockey services that are going to be at the ice arena approached the township, and Mr. Iacocca and Mr. Reisner and myself have been working on them with them. They would like to be able to live stream the hockey games that are taking place there. So we had long discussions with them. We came to the conclusion that would be good for the kids for training and so on. They're going to pay the township $4,000 for that capability. A number of the restaurants that are in the area when there's a hockey tournament have expressed the desire to join on to that network. So if their teams are playing there and they're going to someplace for dinner, that establishment then could live stream the games so that they could see the other kids playing. So we worked on this, and it's a benefit to the town because we'll be getting an additional $4,000 for the ice arena.
And this in no way impedes the work of EBTV, right?
No.
This is not conflicting with
No.
EBTV. Okay, just
Nope.
wanted to make sure.
May I have a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
And a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zembicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy?
Yes, we have an ordinance for introduction, and that's ordinance 25-35. Township Clerk, please read this.
Ordinance 25-35, an ordinance of the Township of East Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 135, Article 7 of the Township Code entitled Records.
Motion approved. Second.
Second.
Any need for clarification? Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zembicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy?
Yes, for the good of the cause. Those in favor of adjourn, please signify with an aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Good night.
Good night.